Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow. Yes, the time is moving so fast. We can't keep up, but it's okay. We're here. We're alive.
Yes.
Here from Houston and Kentucky. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the program. We are absolutely happy to have you here. That those of you that join us on a weekly basis, we thank you for playing a role. Do
Mm-hmm.
not be discouraged. Continue to share the message. Our people are waking up.
Yes.
Everybody is waking up. People are asking questions. They are no longer okay with status quo. So don't be dismayed that, oh, keep it bouncing. We're making strides. So welcome to the program. Continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. While we are live, continue to hit the like button and even the share button, get this information across. If you need us to come talk to your people, we can arrange that. So there's so many ways we can do this. The point of the matter is that things are happening, things are people are confessing. Everybody is running helter skelter. So wake up. Don't be asleep. Don't be into just fashion, food, me, myself, and I. Be present in the moment. Be present in the moment because we are making waves for the next generation. My name is Mona Saga, and I'm here in Houston, Texas.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you, our viewers. If you're seeing this video for the first time, you're welcome. This is one-stop show for all your self-determination need. You need liberation for your people. You need your people to live the way they ought to live. Then you must continue to watch the Daughters of Truth show. We have a lot of videos, like my sister said, YouTube, Facebook, all the social media, where you get the information so that you be part of what is going on. On YouTube, there's also a love button we want you to click on. It's just to confuse the algorithm because anytime we mention colonialism or neocolonialism, they knock us off. But you hitting the buttons will help to go, will counter the algorithm. We are moving. My name is Ekwutosinam. Ekwutosinam Madibegi. Ekwutosinam the Africa. Ekwutosinam Igbo. Sorry, ask any Igbo person to explain to you. I can't explain it in English. Thank you so much. Please continue to share. Let's join to share. Of course, while we're listening to our music.
Yes.
Nina Secretariat, you're welcome. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Thank you so much. Please continue to help us to share. Welcome, welcome to the program. We are excited to have you here today. Um, a lot, a lot of things are happening. You can see the week went by so fast because it ought to go by so fast with all the news, all the accessors. How do you say accessor in English? All the accessor.
Confession. Is it open confession?
Yes, open confession ahead. So that is going on all over the place, as if we don't know. But it's good that it comes from them out. All right, the celebration of rot by flies and maggots. I know, what a wonderful topic. You can see that we have lots of flies and maggots all over us because that's what the colonialists, the colonial monsters, that's what they left for us. So while we are bugaring inside their maggot and flies, nime latrine, our people used to call it latrine, the toilet that they would dig and there's a hole, you just go in there and shit
Yeah.
all day
Pit,
long.
pit toilet. Pit toilet.
Pit toilet, there you go. That's what we have been. And we're there making younger. Good you eh? When everything around us stinks. Change is inevitable and constant path to success. Embracing change is crucial for growth and development, while rejecting it leads to stagnation and decay. So, for so many years, we refuse to change. Our brothers will work hard to put things on the table for us to follow. Oh, hell no, 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 no. Why are you speaking it? You're not even a white person. Why are you allowed to speak in this manner? Who gave you all the information? And our people will not come together, help to make these things come to fruition. No, they will rather run to 1 cent or run to one Alhaja. They said he's not even a Nigerian, that he's from Cameroon. Or they will run to the one that say he's at Louisiana somewhere doing his PhD. Or they will run to Baba. The light-skinned Baba. He's even better because he's light-skinned, so he's better than a dark-skinned person. Grown men acting like children, as if it's not enough. We have the Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Lord and Savior, the one that see and unsee, the one who what he can do does not exist, or he can do does not exist. We do all these things, we spend all these times, but we will never go and look at the template on the table. And those that did have opportunity to, they will take bits and pieces and go and brag on TV on what can be done or what can be done. They will never credit their brothers and sisters doing the work, remaining consistent in the face of adversity. Who would the TV news call? Those that have no information to give to our people. As if it's not enough. Flavor will release his new latest. If it's not enough, Hollywood will get married, abandon the wife and the children, go to Germany and get somebody else pregnant there and marry the person. It will be trending. But the work that your brothers and sisters are doing to liberate our people, God forbid if it trends. You send it to your friend, they say, she wants to be a governor. Who did this to you guys in the Bible? With this much hatred that you are 50 and above, you're not thinking about your children. Our children are getting married, they're having kids. We're not thinking about what we can do with the little strength left in us to move things forward. Oh, he posts to him, nobody will call and say, what is this? Especially those of you in diaspora. What can we do to make this happen? Oh, explain this thing better to me. Let me understand. Okay, I don't have time to read the 50 pages of manuscript. Can you tell me exactly in a summary what is going on? How can I help? No. It's easier for them to buy uniform that has a St. Peter B's picture on it and wear it and go and make noise. And the world is moving forward. So back to our flies and maggots. Flies and maggots thrive in decay and rot because it is their source of sustenance. However, rational human beings recognize the field for what it is and work to eliminate it. When rot is left unattended in any space, the stench eventually spreads, affecting not only those who created it, but also their neighbors. At some point, the demand to clean it up becomes unavoidable. This is precisely where we find ourselves in Nigeria, a system that has been allowed to decay for too long. And nobody, the adults in our midst, are not smelling it. Rather, they will buy perfume and spray all over it so that you won't appreciate it. You will say this one oud. I found out how much perfume is 7,000 an ounce. This one is oud. It's nearby, he will reduce the stench. The corruption and the dysfunction, engineered by the military class of 1966, nurtured for nearly 60 decades, have now reached a breaking point. The consequences are fraud, insecurity, mass poverty, and terrorism. They are no longer the burdens of the local. They have become a global concern, even for the most powerful nations like the USA, which once played a role in sustaining this broken system. However, the reality is clear. The rot is no longer sustainable. So today, We'll continue this critical conversation. We'll have tolerated for so long. It is now imperative for us to cleanse our nation of corruption and decay. That change begins with understanding our collective role in rebuilding what has been broken. It is time for us to act now. So, for years, we've been here, 5 years this January, telling you guys the same thing, remaining constant in what we're saying. And none of you, a lot of you, let me not say none of you, a lot of you are still not making sense. Why is it that these sisters are coming out here saying these things every day? What is going on that we don't know? What can we do so we can know? No. First, jealousy will kick in. And we've told you guys that if you can do this better, please come on out. Come out. We need to save our people. Instead of you being jealous, I will not share that video she sent me. I wouldn't even open it. On your call. It's 2025, y'all. AI is about to take over. And you're there fighting someone that doesn't even remember you. You're so inconsequential. And you're there fighting something that can liberate you and your children and your future generation. It's time for us to wake up. This battle has never been about us. It has always been about our people. And it will continue to be about our people. Some people are called to serve. You may be called to be the cook or the hairdresser, I don't know. But the least you can do is to do the part to move this information forward so that our future children to come will have a better future. I will allow my sister to add.
We must all play our role to take ourselves out of this decay. It's possible, it's doable. So don't say, oh, what can I do? What you can do is already, that's why we come here every Saturday, breaking it down for you in a way that you understand it and then understand the role you need to play. It's important that you play that role because it's not something freedom. Nobody takes freedom and hands over to you. No, you have to be part of it. You work for it. But it has been made easy because there are people that have gone before you and then we're able to break these things in such a way that you understand it, and then the role you will play made it easier for all of us. And we, of course, we are grateful for that work. So we're starting with our video because, of course, in this show, we prefer to play videos at this stage so that you hear what we have been telling you directly from the perpetrators. Like my sister say, Assasa. The people are confessing by themselves because they're under pressure. All the things that they did for years, and people, like, they thought that, okay, nobody knows. Now everything is coming out in the open and they don't have any choice. So this is what happened during the week. Of course, the IBB, like they call him, Ibrahim Babangida, he did his whatever birthday, because that's what they do. They built a decay, like my sister said at the introduction, and sit down and celebrate it. And then you hear them clapping. We'll play another video where someone, that's Dr. Apochi, said that when he heard them clapping, it's just like the wings, flies, clapping their wings. It's so annoying to watch, but see it by yourself. If we told you.
Oh, okay, looks like she's frozen. I'll go ahead and play the video.
My experiences, decisions, and challenges during our national service tries to answer some of these questions from my modest perspective. My colleagues in arms and I presided over significant change and turbulent reform. We confronted monumental challenges in the economy, the polity, foreign affairs and defense, and security spheres of our national life. We surmounted obstacles sought change from old ways, encountered unusual obstacles, and devised innovative solutions, we all thought to leave Nigeria a better place than we found it, often at a great personal sacrifice and in the face of significant challenges. I'm deeply aware of the inconveniences and sacrifices the public endured during this period, and I acknowledge and appreciate their resilience and commitment to progress. Although the reform caused inconveniences to our people, we built lasting national institutions, some of which are still in place today. Undoubtedly, credible, free and fair elections were held on June 12, 1993. However, the tragic irony of history remains that the administration that devised a near-perfect electoral system and conducted those near-perfect elections could not complete the process. That accident of history is most regrettable. The nation is entitled to expect my impression of regret. As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch. And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happen in quick succession. But I say in my book, in all matters we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive. Our nation's march to democracy was interrupted, a fact that I deeply regret, but Nigeria survived, and democracy.
Nigeria survived indeed. You call this survival? So, Mr. Babangida, what are you doing differently to make sure that things are right? You can come and lament, and grown men and women are clapping for him.
He's not lamenting. He's telling you what he did for his Nigeria to survive. He's not lamenting.
You're right.
And people are clapping for him. Somebody just confessed to crime, and all you can do is clap. That's why the person that described them as flies and maggots did not make mistake. How is it possible that somebody came and confessed all the evil he did, and all you can do is clap for him?
Yeah, but what is he doing to make it better?
He's not talking about making better. He's telling you that he has built the Nigeria and his democracy is surviving. He's not saying that things are not okay. He's saying that he was the one
that kept us in this prison.
That put this prison so that Nigeria, and he find out, what are they clapping at? The flies are clapping their wings in unity. Why do people decay? All the people in that platform are the ones benefiting for the system. So they are happy with themselves. They built a system that only them can benefit while the people die. And you know one thing common among all those people inside our room? They are all the actors of a script written by the colonialists. The colonial monsters wrote a script for them, and they all played a role in it. And they have been heavily compensated for their role. Therefore, they all have been compromised. This is what we have been telling our people. They have been compensated to build this decay. They are compromised. So there's nothing they can do to play a role to help you to decolonize the system that they have built.
True.
In this decolonization process that we have been on, to decolonize Africa and Nigeria, they have no role to play because they are all compromised. They killed the union that the people wanted to build. Now there's rot and decay everywhere, death, blood everywhere. All they can do is clap. And of course, our religious leaders are celebrating with them, hobnobbing with them. The church leaders, the people that prepared our own people, they keep administering the unholy communion for them to wait for their death. That's the job they do. And as our people die, as our people rot away, they promise them there's heaven that they will go to after it. The blood of the innocent will always avenge itself. That's one thing. The blood of the innocent, the harvest of blood you see everywhere is as a result of the blood of the innocent that has to be avenged. When you sow bloodshed, you will harvest bloodshed.
He
That
said,
Sister put up a video for us. That is Dr. Apochi that we mentioned. He's the one that came out with the idea of flies and maggots. And we said, okay, this is good. Thank you.
Apart from money and properties, what did Babangida really gain from power? He lost his beautiful wife. He lost. Look at him there. I saw his son behind him. Look at him. Is he proud of this country? Is he having the best of this country? His state, Niger State, a great percentage of it has been taken over by bandits. Niger State, that Peter Obi says can feed the whole of Nigeria, has been overrun by bandits, several local government areas. I remember in those days when we used to drive from Abuja to Mina with his house up the hill and all that. You can't drive that road at night again between Abuja and Mina. I remember I passed that road midnight, 1 a.m. Today, the country that he had an opportunity to give the right direction to is a shadow of itself. What did Babangida really gain from power? He executed some of his best friends, including Mama Vasta, that the whole world pleaded for. He cowardly nullified the fairest and most credible election in the history of this country. Cowardly. He had an opportunity to make history. He messed it up. Abiola was a very good friend of his, but he died in detention because of his mandate that he won, June 12 election that he won. I remember what it took us to vote that time. Babangida set the nation backwards very many years backwards. And some other people in that room where they were gathered helped to set us further backwards. And I know the lives that were lost during the June 12 protests. I know how many government properties were burnt during June 12 protests. I know how much Babangida spent in building SDP secretariat and NRC secretariats for the parties. 2 buildings each, all over the country. All over the country. The one in Ughelli, one is in the GRA, one is in along the Ughelli Patani Road. Some of them are wasting all over the country. 774 times 2 secretariats, and then you nullify the elections. These people don't have value for this nation. They don't have value for the electoral process. They don't have value for laws. That is treasonable. In decent societies, he should have been in prison. He was, the book, I've not seen it, but the reviewer said that the results, the summary of the results was an appendix in the back of the book. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? You had an opportunity to put this nation aright. Now, lives were lost. Abiola died. Properties were destroyed. He started the structural adjustment program that gradually led to the devaluation of our naira to where we are now. Was that stupidity was built upon by others, and we are where we are today. I don't want to think that it was a regional agenda that did not want Abiola to become president, just as a regional agenda and an oligarchic agenda happened in 2023 elections. We will come to that. So, for me, he described himself as an evil genius, but God outsmarted him. Now, that gathering of the so-called who is who in Nigeria is a gathering of those who failed to take the right decisions to set this nation on the right path. People like Gowon and a host of others, they had opportunities to set this nation. Look at Malaysia, look at Singapore, look at South Korea that we're giving money to. They've gone far, we're still wallowing in darkness. This is not public power supply, this is solar energy. So we're still wallowing in darkness, indicators of development very poor, and they sat down. When I talked about maggots and flies in one of the videos, I said they have no shame. Those people who gathered in that place have no shame. And it is so regrettable that when he said that he regretted annulling June 12 elections, that Abiola won the elections, when they clapped, it sounded like the wings of flies. You know, when you drive like that, whoa. It was so nauseating, so annoying to see them clapping. What were they clapping for? Were they clapping for the death of Abiola? Were they clapping for the death of Kudirat? Were they clapping for the death, the incarceration of Kokori, Frank Kokori, that died and was given a shabby burial? Or are they clapping over the grave of Paenahoro? Or are they clapping because of the Nigerians whose businesses were destroyed? Abiola family never recovered from that electoral mishap. Are they clapping because of Nadeco people that ran overseas? What were they clapping for? Nigerians have a very low sense of value. Their value system is very poor. That's why I don't attend meetings. That's why I don't belong to associations. I don't belong to associations, from pastors to my medical colleagues to tribal meetings to all kinds of meetings. People with very low IQ,
Very low IQ indeed. That's what they're doing. Meetings. METL 100 years. They are not doing anything tangible that can save our people. They will host their annual year conference, meeting. And I want to stop meeting. There's a template on the table to end all this madness. No, you schedule another meet. Oh, I forgot. You guys go there to drink and socialize. That's what's most important to you guys. To you guys. Anyhow, my sister, let me pull up this picture.
Yes, you people heard. They created the decay you are living in. That's that one that foundation. They built it. And what are they doing? Clap. You can hear the billions that they generated from that meeting. I will tell you what we're talking about. Because when Ninas says all the things that they say why this? The evidence is before you. We told you before, and we are repeating it. This man was killed because he was supposed to end the decay. This is from Nina's. June 12th, he said, charting the future from knowing the past. Abiola sacrificed himself to save Nigerians from the monster of unitarism unleashed by the class of 66. That's the military class of 66. These people, IBB, Buhari, Obasanjo, all of them that shared your assets. They are the owners of the oil blocks. They are the owner of water farm, all the lands of the people they took. Everything. They stripped people in the name of privatization. That privatization, they took those things to themselves and their boys. That's why you hear one saying, oh, this man made me. They made the present criminals that you see. We call them warrant chiefs, because this is exactly what happened when they came in with slavery and then colonization. They selected warrant chiefs, people that they will use to destroy our people. So all those people inside that house, go and check all of them. Up to 99%, they are the product of this rotten system. So don't expect them to help to liberate you. Don't look up to them for that. Because if they could go as far as killing this man, because this man was already part of what Ninas was doing and had agreed that once he comes in, that constitution, because then it was 1975, and then they continue, because we told you that 1999 constitution is just the rebranding of the original one. So that's what we tell you is about constitutional arrangement. The constitutional arrangement that tied everybody together under one umbrella, so that once they press button, wherever, be it in Britain, wherever they press the button, it will affect everyone. We told you that the essence of amalgamation of 1914, they wrote it in their book, for ease of administration. Administration of what? Your land, your assets, your properties. So the Southern Protectorate, the Northern Protectorate, they put them together so that from one office, they will administer and rule, either by directly or by proxy. And that is what is still going on to today. So this video we are playing now, the next video that we're playing is the Holocaust that people have refused to discuss. That they lied because they wanted to eliminate an entire tribe for challenging them. Because we told you here that 1966 coup, the first one was military revolution. It wasn't Igbo coup. It was military revolution. It was the military, the young military officers inside that saw what was happening, saw where the place was heading to, and felt, let's destroy this now. It wasn't successful, unfortunately. But a people had to pay for it. Ndi Igbo had to pay for a crime they did not commit. 2 million children were starved to death. Innocent children. And you think you will build a union on that blood? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The blood of innocent will always avenge for itself. Those of you that call yourself Christians, that call yourself religious people, you don't know what religion is. You don't know what spirituality is, because you lie to yourself. If you know anything about spirituality, you will know that the innocent blood will always avenge for itself. It doesn't need your permission. That's why you have your harvest of blood from the north to south, from south to east, from west to south, until you say, we have wronged these innocent souls. We need to put things. Well, we tell you that justice anywhere is justice everywhere. So the harvest of blood you see everywhere is because you sow bloodshed. You destroy the lives of innocent people. And then there'll be harvest of blood everywhere. These people killed the union. Now there's rot everywhere, death everywhere. And what can they do? They clap, because there are flies and maggots. Let's listen to this again. It's a little long, but we want you to calm down and listen. Pay attention, because in the days ahead, when we are running, if you are not ready, you will just be saying, Chalumo, wait, oh, let me come. Those that have their oil, that have their lamp, and there's extra oil, they will be running. But the foolish virgins will be saying, what is going on? That is when you will now go back to some of our videos and Nina's videos and begin to learn, because you didn't learn when others were learning. The first ones that will move are the ones that have been following us for about 5 years now, where we are breaking down Nina's work so that everybody will understand. Those will be ready as we take these flights. Thank you.
You made a very strong argument in chapter 2 of the book.
Yes.
Saying that the Igbos did not cause the war.
Yes.
Who caused the war?
The cause of that war, if we look at it closely, and through my intensive research, I discovered that that war was caused by the revengeful counter-coup of Major Murtala Mohammed, July 29, 1966. You see, that coup brought about hardship to Igbo people. The coup was a coup of revengeance. Through my research, I equally discover that the killings of July 29, 1966 can be referred to a massacre of Igbo people. The senseless killing, it to say Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon stem the degeneration of that killing into Igbo program. There could have no be war at all, civil war at all. But that coup, mass killing, snowball into Igbo program that brought about the war, ignited the war itself. That is my opinion. There's no other way you can look at it. That's the truth of the matter. And that's my strong belief. It was not the Ndiogu revolution, 1966 revolution, that was erroneously believed to be the person who caused the war, nor Igbo as a whole, nor Ojukwu as a whole. But the war was caused by that 1966, July 1966 coup.
You are an Igala man from Kogi State.
I'm from the north.
You are not an Igbo man.
I'm not an Igbo man. I'm not from the south.
You joined the Nigerian Army in 1967.
I joined the Nigerian Army in 1967.
The pogrom you are talking about took place in 1966.
In 1966.
You were in Kaduna then.
I was a living witness.
What did you see?
I saw so many things. I was there working at one of the textile industry, Kakuri, Kaduna, when the first coup was staged by Major Kaduna Nzogu. When the coup came up, it was jubilation all over the street in Kaduna. People were jubilating. And they were happy about that coup that took place. Because if you see how that coup came up, there were some events going on. The corruption, and nepotism.
The first coup. It was right for the first coup.
Disliked those things.
The military revolution.
And the crisis that came up in the Western region during 1965 election as a result of the ruling class trying to extend their political tentacle to cover the West. So it resulted to using talks to snatch away boxes. There was naked rigging of election that degenerated into almost anarchy in the West. So the riot in the West, which was popularly referred to as Operation Weti, where mass people were killed, was going on. The Prime Minister was helpless to quell the situation, and this created an avenue for the military people to take over.
And you said there were jubilations in the street of Kaduna.
Yes,
when Nzogu and co struck.
But
why would they jubilate when Ahmadu Bello, their leader, was killed in that coup?
Because of the happenings, the political happenings during that time. People were disenchanted with the level of corruption going on among the ruling class. The nepotism was going on. And it came to a level where vote did not count. In our nascent democracy in the Fourth Republic. So people were not happy.
Who did you see jubilating? Were they northerners?
The masses.
Or southerners in Kaduna?
Masses of people.
Did you jubilate?
Yes, I did. I did.
You welcomed the coup?
I thought it was a relief, a big relief. I thought it was a big relief.
In your first book, this book,
yes,
this is your first book.
Exactly.
About the war.
Yeah.
You titled the book The Bloody Nigerian Biafran War.
Exactly.
You called the first coup a revolution.
A revolution.
Why was it a revolution?
It was a change in government. Change in government.
In this book, it's like you celebrated the first coup.
I celebrated it. If you look at the personality of those who staged the coup, the January coup, 1966, they were radicals, element, well read. Look at the life of Nzogu, Cardinal Nzogu. He was widely read with the school of Marxist philosophy, and he was vast in military history. So he was a radical socialist officer who wanted a change of government. They wanted to clean up the government, the First Republic, because they saw that that government of Baliwa was not working. It was not working. So they wanted to uproot it. So that was why Sadana was killed. Sadana was the leader of the party, NPC, who stayed in Kaduna. Tafawa Balewa was the prime minister who controlled the apparatus at the federal level. So Anunyo wanted to change this rotten apparatus. So they became targets. Two of them became targets of the revolutionaries.
You also made the point in your first book,
yes,
that it was not an Igbo coup.
No, it's not an Igbo coup. It's not an Igbo coup. Because I disagree with those people who have been lying that Ujogu coup was an Igbo coup. Some of them are even arguing that because only Major Ademoyiga, who is a Yoruba major, if not the whole 8 of them were Igbos. That was the premise they look at it from. And it was a wrong premise. You see, a revolution is a revolution. Whether people are from the same place, provided you have the same mind to remove those in power, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. I don't agree with those people who tag Nzogu revolution as Igbo revolution.
You know, some would say that the killings were targeted towards certain regions. Why another region was excluded from the killings. And if you look at the region that was excluded from the killing, the eastern region, most of the officers that carried out that coup came from that region or close to it. So they have defined that coincidence as an Igbo coup.
Not even coincidence. You can't say it's coincidence.
Okay.
It's a reality. The revolutionary wanted to change the government. Who were the people who were holding the apparatus of the government? The ruling class, the ruling party. Salana was the head of the party. He stayed in Kaduna. If you want to change that government without eliminating the Salana, do you think that government that coup will succeed? That was why they became target of the revolutionaries.
What about Akintola?
Akintola was, yes, Akintola. You see what happened was that they made an alliance with the party of Akintola. That was, I was telling that the ruling party wanted to extend their political tentacle to capture power in the West. And it deteriorated to crisis, serious crisis. You see, so Western region became a problematic region that must be dealt with. The Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, who's supposed to use his power to quell the situation.
Thank you, our brother Isi Mamadou. Thank you, Justin. Those that are watching, thank you for bearing with us. You see, we are building up the story. We told you there's decay. And we need to tell you how the decay started and how it has been sustained. As we go, we're pulling up another video for you to see. Because here is show and tell. We show and then we tell you. So where is this coming from? This senseless killing of Africans to maintain colonial structure. That is what is going on. All the killings you hear in Africa, it has one aim, the resources. It's resource control. They manipulate it, go left, manipulate it, go right. The war, the crisis, everything you're seeing, the genocide, everything is about the resources in the land. Hear it in the mouth of the people that say they want to give you democracy. Like this man is saying, pay attention. He said, we do not go to another country to bring democracy. We go there for their resources. Despite all the evidences we have, our African leaders, the colonial puppets that we call them always, do you think they will listen to all these things we are showing? Because they don't care about you. Rather, they assist these criminals in getting the resources. And then our people will stay in poverty. The cost of maintaining colonialism and neo-colonialism in Africa is what we are showing you. Listen and hear from the mouth of the colonial monsters. Thank you.
Don't go to another country to bring democracy. We go there for their resources, oil, metals, cheap labor. We don't go to bring democracy. We took this land from the Indians. We stole it. After we stole all the land we need, we put up the sign, "Thou shalt not steal." Democracy is a con game. It's a word invented to placate people, to make them accept a given institution. All institutions sing, "We are free." The minute you hear freedom and democracy, watch out. Because in a truly free nation, no one has to tell you you're free. Well, this system right now is moving toward fascism, cutting back on the freedoms, what little freedoms we had. We never had complete freedom. Social change cannot come about due to intellect. It comes about by people suffering. And the more people that are laid off, the more they lose respect for an existing government, they will seek another direction. If there are too many people seek a new direction, then the existing government calls upon the military and police to manage society. That's called fascism.
Yep, it has never been about us. It has never. The one that pains me the most is how they will cause the problem and then want to bring the solution. That one makes my head want to scatter. You will see them cause problem, cause war. They will pay through their NGOs for their brothers and sisters to be the ones say, "Oh, African children are starving. Oh, help! African children." Who was causing the African children to starve in the first place?
That's the manipulation. That's the mind game.
People. The
It's
same
a
people.
mind game.
Are we struggling with this, knowing what we are dealing with and rising up and putting a stop to this mess? What is stopping you in your neck of the woods? Why are you not reacting? Why are you not angry? We have a template to stop this madness. To stop it yesterday, not today even. What are you doing in your neck of the wood with the information that is out there for you to know that nothing was set up for you? Everything was set up for their benefit. So you sitting quiet, contributing to it, pretending like it's not there, as if it's not enough, they ask you to stop worshiping Jesus. Jesus will do it for you. He will come for you. In short, don't even do anything. Just sit around because there's a better place for you to go and die after you.
Rapture is coming. You'll be raptured to heaven.
Yeah, forgot the rapture part. Yeah, why they rapture themselves down here with all the wealth they can get their hands
Are
on.
building their own heaven on earth. You will be raptured to heaven. Oblivion. That's why you'll be raptured to. You'll be raptured into non-existence.
Heartbreaking to say the least.
That is the cost of maintaining colonialism and neocolonialism in Africa. The war you see, the genocide, the hunger, the everything, the suffering, the migration, mass migration. Just as we're playing, we'll be talking because this video, there's no sound in it, but this is telling you how they are going in where you have never even thought of to get your gold, your diamond, the minerals, columbite, kosa, all the things, iron, everything. They deep to the hole where you cannot even enter. It's a long hole. This is going on in your land. You don't even know. The areas of your land where you have not been to, they are going there. This is the cost of sustaining colonialism and neocolonialism in your land. The war, the genocide, the fraudulent constitutional arrangement you see, political, religious corruption, the fraud, electoral scam, the killing of Abiola, the National Assembly says scam, because there's no serious assignment going on at the National Assembly. So you have to harass the women now. You be telling them, make me happy, because you hold the you're holding the yam, you're holding the knife. If you cut for anybody, if somebody makes you happy, you cut some for them. Yeah, married women will make you happy. Women will not have a voice because you have to be happy. Because are you not the one in charge of the resources? Yeah, you have to be happy now. Now, why would you be happy? Our brother Bertram Mojaku said Britain is the arch enemy of black race. Absolutely, absolutely. So that is what is going on. So you see, who are the heavyweights in Nigeria sponsoring this high risk and capital intensive illegal money business? Are you people seeing anything? This is part, somebody said, by the way, we thank our people for all the videos that are sending the comments, because this show is interactive. We told you it's interactive. Throughout the week, people are sending us videos and comments. So this is one of the comments. He said, who are the heavyweights in Nigeria sponsoring this high risk and capital intensive illegal mining business? He said, precious minerals are extracted daily and flown out of Nigeria through illegal flights and airstrips, while the oil and gas in Niger Delta and of course in Alibu is national asset, proceeds from the lucrative illegal mining. Okay, so proceeds from the lucrative illegal mining go on across communities. Let me take this again. He said proceeds from the lucrative illegal mining going on across communities
how
go into private pockets.
they don't look anything like you.
Did you see the Ewi that is at the end of the Onwewi? See the Ewi. Those that are speaking Igbo, they know what is Ewi. As you dig hole to get to the end, you see the animal at the end of the hole. See the Ewi. You, as a black man, fear will not even allow you to go through this hole to get where this man is. This is your land. This is your land, my people. 1999 Constitution is what is making this happen. So far, that Constitution is in place. The resources in your land will never belong to you. They will continue to take it out. Now, we told you that there's paradigm shift because we have cried and cried, wailed and wailed. We did not just sitting down crying. We've been making moves for years. Ninas for 25 years. The team members, some people think it's just, oh, these two women are talking. We keep telling you people that what we do here on Saturday is just to report progress. The main work is on the ground. America is changing policies as a result of this work going on. It's either you believe it or you don't. If you don't believe it, you'll be running up and down because you don't believe what is going on. Why are they doing it? Because you built decay, like my sister said at introduction. The thing about building stench, decay, smelling, rotten, decay, is that it's not going to affect you. It will eventually, the smell will get to your neighbors. So the terrorism built in Nigeria is being exported to other countries. The terrorism going on in Nigeria, the fraud going on in Nigeria is what is causing the migration crisis. So global peace is threatened. There's a time we told you that Agnes Calamari from UN, was sponsored by Republicans, because we told you in the US, they have Republicans, they have Democrats. If you want to believe, you believe. If you don't want to believe, things will be going, whether you believe or you don't believe. Motor will be moving. So the people that understand the pain of the indigenous peoples are the Republicans, because they are conservatives. They understand what it means to build nation. They are not globalists. Maybe some of them played some role here and there, but we are saying the policies. You see, we chase the policies. We are not here to say this is the party or the policies. Over the time, the people that have passed policies that are injurious to the indigenous peoples of Africa are Democrats. And the people that have passed policies that are less injurious, it might not be that it's perfect because they are not doing it for you. Remember, it's interest. This world is about interest. But the thing is, if your interest, if my interest aligns with your interest, we can form alliance and work together. That's how things work on this earth. The people that want to make America great, they are cleaning the rot in their own system. And they trace the rot and the decay in their system to your Nigeria. So they have to follow the rot and the decay. So they are flying, coming. So you're going to see changes in your own neighborhood because your space has become ungovernable. Your space has become such a way, because we told you on this show severally, that when your space is ungovernable, terrorists will grow there. And when terrorists grow there, they will be shipped to other people's country. Those people that don't want to see terrorists,
you begin to smell like a terrorist yourself.
So they will start chasing, because terrorists go with money. You can see here, they're even closing individuals' accounts, people's accounts. If they don't see a reason why there's too much money coming into your account, chase, you close your account and give you information. This is how serious the game is. They are not hatching, they're not playing. If they see money going into your account back and forth, and they don't understand why he's doing that, they will close the account and write you a letter and say, sorry, we have to close the account because from what, everything in America is open. From what we think you're earning, there's no reason why this amount of money will be going in and out of your accounts. Because they want you to be. So watch this and we'll talk again. Thank you.
So this man you are seeing in this video is called Dasuki. So according to the information reaching me, Dasuki's family denied US visa over property purchased with dubious fund. So the USA has traced a corruption and misappropriation issue with this man after they discovered that the money that was sent to fight against Boko Haram in 2015 was diverted by this man to open a USA, farm, to open a farm in USA so that they can get, investors visa in the country. Believe me when I tell you that Donald Trump is out to expose many of these corrupt leaders. Now, listen to the full details. The family of Sambo Dasuki, Nigeria's former national security advisor, have been denied a visa to enter the United States over links to property bought with questionable funds in the country. According to the new investigation by the Platform to Protect Whistleblowers in Africa, Dasuki purchased a 127-acre horse farm in South Carolina in 2002 using questionable funds. At that time, Dasuki was leading Nigerian security printing and minting company. So he was actually leading the company that is responsible for printing money in Nigeria. And then he was the one responsible for printing the national currency. Guys, the investigation conducted in collaboration with the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Initiative, OCCRP, the Post and Courier in South Carolina, and the Houston Chronicle in Texas also uncovered attempts by Dasuki's family to obtain an American investor's visa using the farm as proof of investment. That's the money that was taken was supposed to be used to set up a farm so that they can get investors visa. In 2015, Dasuki was indicted for misappropriating billions of dollars intended for the fight against Boko Haram. So the money that was sent to fight against Boko Haram was what they misappropriate to use to set up that farm. And then the money was about 27 million US dollars from this funding were traced to luxury real estate purchased in the United States by this same man, including the South Carolina horse farm. Guys, do you see from this information you can see the kind of leaders we have in Africa right now? So over the years, we have been talking about misappropriation of funds and money meant to fight against crime. And these men are in power, looting the country's fund. But let me tell you something. One good thing Donald Trump is doing right now is that he's uncovering all the atrocities that these leaders have committed. And believe me, many Nigerian leaders might be going to prison because right now, I'm very sure they have seized that farm in USA and they are still tracing everybody who are linked to that misappropriation of funds. Believe me when I tell you that the whole people that were involved in funding Boko Haram in Nigeria are going to be brought to book. And let me tell you, this is USA investigating, not Nigeria. So if you are thinking that corruption is going to come to play, just, be joking. Stay tuned for more updates. I'm going to be updating you on every other issue, but the truth be say, Nigeria.
Yep, their days are numbered.
Yep.
Their days are numbered. They're exposing everyone. Even God is being exposed at this point in time. Everybody is out there in the open. So I will pull up the next video.
Before the video, okay. Before the next video, please. Okay, you can go ahead.
No, that's okay. You want me to put something else before?
After this video, we'll show the other pictures. So you see what we're saying, our people, the Democrats, because this is about facts. It's not whether I like this one or hate this one. I don't like anybody or hate anybody. All I'm doing is get my people free. So the Democrats, through USAID, helped to establish Boko Haram to remove good luck. And then the money they use, say they're fighting freedom, they're fighting terrorism. You have seen where he went. So the people that are cleaning their system, like we said, Donald Trump came to clean the rot and decay in his own system. But that rot in their system spilled over to Nigeria that was in rot before rot came. So everything is connected. And like I'm chasing snake that was in my house, and the snake ran to your own backyard. I'm chasing the snake. So I'm after the snake, because if I leave the snake, it's going to come back to my backyard, because snake doesn't know boundary. So prepare yourself, like we have said. If you are ready for this new world, we're not talking of new world order. We are saying new world. The new world where accountability, people will be held accountable. The people that did Holocaust, Jewish Holocaust since 1945, they are still chasing them and pinning them down. You people are busy harboring the criminals in your midst. Other people will not allow that to happen. This is how we're
He's the church. He's the white Jesus that they're waiting for.
okay. So let's listen to our brother. Corruption is everywhere, but something is causing it. This is another confirmation. The Nigerian constitution, that 1999 unitary constitutional arrangement, is a scam. You watch. Thank you.
See, if Nigerians are complacent and they will not stand up to immoral conduct, then we justify that particular conduct. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And quite sincerely, the judges too, they have part of the blame, but they don't have all the blame. The problem, I think, like the patriots pointed out a long time ago, is that Constitution, Decree 24 of 1999, is a diktat. It's a military diktat. Yes. It tells a lie against itself, what you are brandishing as the Constitution of Nigeria. It's an illegitimate instrument. Yes. There's nowhere where we all agreed that that would be
even
the
though it
Constitution.
begins with "we the people."
No, that's the lie that I'm talking about. And I'm not original here. The patriots have said it. Okay? And Ben Wabose continues to say it. I attend meetings on the Black Table where Ben Wabose presides. And he will tell you that Constitution is a fraud, that we have to jettison it and do an autochthonous Constitution for ourselves. So please let us recognize the limitations of the 1999 so-called Constitution. We need a Constitution which reflects the spirit of the age, which captures our imagination. And that's why I say acquiescence by the generality of the people is what has pretended to lend legitimacy to an otherwise illegitimate instrument.
Yep, we're talking about the 1999 Constitution because we are narrowing everything. Remember, on this platform, we're not here to lament. We will tell you what the problems are, put it where it's supposed to be, and then give you the solution. That's what we do. We don't come here to lament. We point out the problem, link it to the source of the problem, what we call root cause analysis. When you do root cause analysis, that means there's a problem. You now look at the root of it, and then you begin to solve it. So we are now looking at why is the Constitution a problem? Because sometimes people say, how, why? Explain it more. Are you taking it, my dear?
No, go ahead.
So one of the fundamental problems, this is why we say, Nina says that this thing, we have to go because it's a fraud, it's a scam. Section 6, subsection 6D. We'll tell you who wrote this at the end. Grants immunity to those responsible for past atrocities, including Babangida and his military class of 66. Prohibits Nigerian courts from entering questions or actions related to existing laws made on or after January 15th, 1966, effectively shields individuals from prosecution for their past actions. This is for those that are clapping wings and saying, yes, let's sue Babangida. Babangida needs to be sued. We have to sue him. We sue him. This is your constitution, the 1999 constitution. For the lawyers that went to school and used their school fees to eat akara. This is it here. You can't do what you're saying. I hear one Falana or Fulani lawyer, Sansan, telling the youths, we're going to sue. This is how they keep deceiving you. My dear, you can put the next one. This is how they keep deceiving our people, telling them what does not exist. Another section of that evil document, section 6, subsection 6C, he says, restricts the courts from entertaining, okay, we read part of it, entertaining questions or proceedings related to the competence of authorities or persons who made laws on or after January 15th, 1966. He says, essentially changes the courts from examining the legitimacy or constitutionality of laws or actions taken by the military class of 66. They have won the court. They finish destroying you and war bulletproof and say, Odeshi, come and shoot. Nothing mega. You see what we're saying? The people that you call son will be telling you, yes, they're just wasting your time. We'll read again. It says, in summary, Section 6, subsection D, provides immunity to individuals for their past actions. Section 6, subsection 6C, restricts the courts from questioning the legitimacy of laws or actions taken by the military class of 66, including how they shared all the oil well in Niger Delta, including how Obasanjo carried all the lands of Yoruba people and named it Otafam, including everything that they did, even taking your wife and everything. You court, no court in Nigeria can entertain those things. They will not even listen to you. Have you seen what we're saying? So the writer continues, say, you should then conclude that the Nigerian Bar Association is another tool used by the government to oppress the poor masses and exonerate the very rich from being punished for crimes against the peoples of the geographical expression called Nigeria. This was by Dafe Enuma Esquire. Is a member of Nina's movement and a legal practitioner. These ones use their legal, the school fees to their law school. They use it to pay school fees. They didn't use it to eat akara. So we are saying 1999 Constitution, everything we're going to do is to pull it down. Because any other thing you're saying is a symptom of a particular disease. The disease, the taproot of the disease, the evil is 1999 Constitution. All your action, agitation, anger, and everything should be geared towards that Constitution. Now, Nigeria is in reins for imposing a unitary Constitution on a federal union. Remedy is initiating immediate transitioning for constitutional reconstruction. This is by Tony Nadi Nenas. We told you that the church plays a role in all these things happening. Because now my sister is going to pull up another picture that we made just to tell you how complicit the church is. Now that we are shouting and people are crying, what are they doing? They are distracted as if they are living in another land, teaching you things that will not help you out of this hot hell that you have found yourself. This decay that we are shouting and screaming about, the church is in La La Land, having fun. They are in their own utopia, like they are in the Obasadha, concern them. Why? Because before they will be able to do what they will do, they sold you a scam, a lie, which is even unbiblical. That is why they are washing your brain and you can't wake up. Like, are you taking this? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I should go ahead. Okay. Most wanted imposter. Anywhere you see this thing, you see this white Jesus is unbiblical. Because we get to the root of what is happening to us. Something cannot be happening to us and we don't know why it's happening. We get to the root. This white Jesus you see, his companies are all the big churches in Nigeria and Africa. This white Jesus you're seeing, he has companies, business centers in Nigeria and Africa. Those are your churches. Church of Rome, the one you call Catholic Church, is the beginning. Church of England, Anglican. Evangelical churches, Pentecostal churches, all of them are together. They are connected in this business. This is the business of colonialism and neo-colonialism. That's why as we are crying, they know they hear. I'm unavailable. I know they hear you. That is the song they're singing for us. The Bible describes a black Messiah, not white. Go and read it. Go to Revelation. You will see it. Even where he came from, where the Jesus that you heard the prophecy that there will be a Messiah is not white. So please return to your roots. Because when we tell people return to your root, they think we are telling them to go inside forest and go and start carving out some ugly things. That's not what we're saying. Return to your roots. Return to the God of your ancestors, the God of our ancestors. I keep telling our people, you see that Bible, our ancestors wrote it. The white man did not write it. The white man has no godliness in him to begin to write scriptures. Does he keep the scriptures that he's writing it for you? The scriptures were originally written by black people. The white colonialists stole them, translated them in English to use it for colonization. That's why we told you that religion is an institution built by men to use to manipulate people. It is not spirituality. And we keep telling you, go and read that Bible by yourselves. When you read the Bible by yourself, the beauty of it is that the ones that they introduced, you will know it. Anything you read, it doesn't make sense. Know that man has added it inside. For instance, the one they told you, if you slap here, turn the other cheek, so they'll slap you the other side. Does it make sense to you? So, you know that it was added. They had slave Bible, and that's part of what they brought to Africa. Removing the Messiah so that you don't understand. So reducing everything you're doing to faith and hope. Meanwhile, that is not what, if you read the scripture from Genesis, you follow it, you see how human beings took care of their problems by themselves. Of course, with some inspiration, because we are nothing by ourselves. There is a higher being that gives us wisdom, gives us understanding beyond what human beings. That's why it's called supernatural. My ancestors, it is not the Oyibo ancestor that told my ancestors that ofo onubu is edible, that you have to eat it this way. It's only now that discovering that bitter leaf can cure diabetes. It's only now that discovering that cocoyam can control menopause symptoms. We knew these things before because our ancestors knew them. Who told our ancestors? The God of our ancestors. Who gave us the land that we are living, full of resources? The God of our ancestors guided us to where it is. And we were able to help us until these ones, which the Bible also warned you. He said that the enemy is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. But the original Messiah, the black Jesus, he said he came to give you life. So if you don't have life, know that you have embraced the white man's Jesus. The white Jesus. That means you are worshiping idol. So you left the idol of black, the one that you carve with wood, and began to worship the idol of cement, the one they use cement to mold and paint with black, paint with different colors. Why are we saying this? Why is it important? You see, because you are not understanding this spiritual connection to your slavery, you are suffering from what we call Stockholm syndrome. That is, you'll be worshiping and hailing your slave masters without knowing. That's why it's important. Go back to your roots. Go back to the Jesus that frees you. His original name is Yeshua HaMashiach. Somebody will say, it doesn't matter his name. It doesn't matter his color. If it doesn't matter, why did they change it? Why was it changed? Why did they bring this idol to Africa if there was no purpose? If it doesn't matter, it matters. Also, Soludo Game. Soludo, governor of Anambra State, help us. As you are driving those ones that are doing Okite, please help us pursue these foreign gods too. The one from Europe, the one from all the other lands. Because our God does not look like this. Our God doesn't even want us to make images. He wants us to connect with him inside the heart and begin to show kindness to our neighbors. All our omenani for us. I know some other people, they have their own. In Igbo land, we call it omenani. Code of conduct. The things you need to do to help your brother and your sister, your neighbor. Being kind to your husband, being kind to your wife, to your children, to your family member, showing kindness. That's why the Messiah, the original Messiah we are talking about, say that it's only 2 laws I'm giving you. Love your God and love your fellow human beings. Oti, finish. It's not all this brakata people are doing. Brakata. You won't sleep. You fasting, 20 days fasting. All these rituals you are doing it because you are worshiping idol. You are not connected to your maker. So all these things are tied to the suffering. Because when you are blind spiritually, you won't even see when somebody is tying you. But if you open your spiritual eyes, you will be able to recognize the bondage. So when we say 1999 Constitution is a bondage, if we say tithes and offering is a crime against you, it will make sense. So we told you about your pineal gland, which connects you to your spirituality. You see, all those things you're eating and listening to kill your spirituality. It dulls your spirituality, and you're not able to see what is tying you. If we say run, Okoko is coming, you will not hear because you're blind spiritually, you're deaf spiritually. So that's why your spirit is connected to your freedom. If you free yourself from your spirit man, there's no way anybody can hold you physically. So we listen to our brother. Somebody says Tinubu must be the last president of this colonial Nigeria under this fraudulent constitutional arrangement. More and more people are coming up. My sister wanted to play a video. That's from Dr. Akif Bonde. Listen to him because he's saying the same thing that Ninas is saying. Because more people, we are building consensus. More and more people are coming into Nina's movement. All we want is freedom for all, justice for all. That's all we want. Thank you.
Cosmetics, we are doing palliatives. We need to have a meeting. I have written a letter to Mr. President. He has a good opportunity to reform Nigeria in the right way. We cannot even manage 36 states. Nigeria is not solvent at all. We need to collapse the system. When we go back to regions, region will be strong. The states now will be provinces, actually. We need to cut down the cost of governance. We cannot afford 36 states, 774 local governments. We cannot afford it.
Okay, but so, wait, again, Doctor.
Doctrine of necessity.
Yes. No, go ahead. Doctrine of necessity. Let me hear this, your doctrine of necessity, please.
Again, maybe the president announced that he's going to run some youth confab in March. We have not heard anything about it again. The same we have not heard about Orasaye report action again. They don't announce things, they don't do it. We don't know what the government, President Tinubu is up to. But he needs to convene a special session of ethnic nationalities of Nigeria. He's the only one who can do it. There's no government who can do it unless you are preaching for a military coup. It's the authority of Nigeria today. We have to appeal to him. We have to tell him, look, the best to do is to have a clean conference. 1 week is enough. The document on new structure of Nigeria is available. It doesn't take 3 months confab. No. It will approve. If I have a draft, personally have a draft, and my body, eminent elder forum have a draft. Afenefere has a draft. Is to authorize it to be discussed, and then a referendum is held. This is a new structure for Nigeria, 8 regions, and then each region will go and write its own constitution within 3 to 6 months. In fact, Western region constitution is ready too. It's ready too for referendum. Kogi and Kwara will be part of Western region. They will be asked, what do they want? The East will do the same. The South Side will do the same. It's not rocket science. And this thing can be done within 1 to 3 months.
Yep. And the Patriots, of which you're part of, also are making moves in that direction. We must We must add to that.
Absolutely. The raw materials are there. It's going to take long. And look, if you agree on all this I'm saying now, it takes 2 to 3 years to implement. Before you do referendum, to pass the constitutions, to share assets and liabilities, to form new governance, it will take, in fact, we need to suspend the next coming elections.
But
There's
wait,
no room for election to pay 100 million.
Dr. Fakonda, before you suspend the election, let me ask you a question. It seems so clear and so logical to you why Nigeria needs to be restructured and why we need to go to the regional system and to reduce the cost of governance. Let me ask you an intellectual question. Who do you think is against this seemingly logical step that you embrace, and why do you think they're against it? So 2 questions into one. Who and why?
The people gathered in Abuja last Thursday,
yes,
they have wealth in their hand. They are kingmakers, and they want to continue being kingmakers.
Yes.
If I want to run now, I don't need any money at all. If I go to Babangida and say, oh, Mr. President, somebody takes me to him and say, oh, I want to run for governor of Osun State, he will grant me 100 million to go and run. So it's a kingmaker. But to run on my own account, it's not possible because I don't have the money. So the money class who are in Abuja this last Thursday, they don't want the change. They don't want to lose their power of control over all of us. But the people are suffering, and they are not merciful on the masses. They are not thinking of long term. They are just thinking of sitting on their own billions. And that's all.
So it's.
I don't think we should. They should not wait. They should not wait until people start doing what happened in Kenya. In Kenya, they was said, "Look, you man, we know your houses, we know your children. We are going to do something about it." They should not wait until that time will come. They should not.
So your appeal for them is to go for reform rather than wait for revolution, if I understand you very well.
Absolutely. 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 This channel is very important for them to listen that if they don't do what I'm doing, those who do not give peaceful change a chance will expect anything can happen.
Well, okay.
Even this Osun State matter now, anything can happen. Anything can happen tomorrow in Osogbo. Anything can happen.
Okay,
PDP versus APC.
Dr. Fakonda, it's all well and good. You talk about the leadership, how corrupt, how they've looted, how they've not brought power. But what about the people? What do the people need to do? What is your appeal? What is your request from the people of Nigeria? Because overall, these leaders are few. The people are many.
My own age group, we are the second tier behind the people who have taken Nigeria for a ride.
Yeah.
We need to convene a meeting of our own in Abuja in the next 1 or 2 months. That we wish to have G24, G34, G70. We need to have where many Nigerians come together as a body. After all, they confronted Abacha. It was led by civilians. They confronted Abacha, G34. We need to form equivalent of that now to say, Mr. President, you are there. National Assembly, you are there. We don't want what you are doing anymore. Let's get traditional rulers, the religious leaders. Things are not right. Things are not right. We cannot continue with the next election this way. We cannot. If you don't do something the next 6 to 7 months, and you go to next year's campaign where they are sharing money, 5,000, then we have lost it. We have lost it. And I saw that what will happen.
Dr. Fakonda, thank you very much.
And we thank Arise for making this change, for bringing Professor Anthony Killer, in place of that Ruben Abati, that brown envelope journalism. So you see the questions he's asking, like somebody that is present in what is going on, not the one that if you're asking, let me not even talk about that guy. So my people, we are bringing this show to end. We thank Batam Ojiako, all those people that our father David Salami, those that make this show great. Isi Momodu, Justin Opala, of course Nina Secretariat. We thank all of you, Obi Ukwoma. Thank you for stopping by, and those that we cannot call, that maybe the thing goes off and if you don't call when people are saying. So we thank you for making these moments worth the while. Of course, the final thing we leave you is constitutional reconstruction first before further national elections. Political parties close shop now. There's fire in the mountain. We need to put off the fire first. There's decay and rot everywhere. We need to butcher Nansaja. You go and collect shovel from Trump. So that guys butcher, you understand? Sorry if you don't understand it, but what we're saying basically is that we need to uncover and like remove the decay, clean out the decay so that the stench will stop. You can't be on the stench if trying to cook fried rice. How do we cook fried rice? Meanwhile, you are sitting on top of decay, smell everywhere. You won't even perceive the smell of the fried rice. So, my sister, please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you. So we are coming to an end. Continue to share this information with the rest of our people. We always remind you that before any national elections, because we are hearing that the saint is arising again, the saint from Rome, the Jesus Christ, one day Jesus Christ of Nazareth. They are beginning that mess again, so that when he loses, he will tell you it's like a football game. You lose, you go home, and you re-strategize. We are no longer re-strategizing on the blood of our people. We are no longer re-strategizing on the future of our children. We want to get this right. While we're doing this, we want to thank our brothers and sisters that have recognized that this imposter, the most wanted imposter in our land, and his companies will have to come to a stop. We need to go back to using our brains in doing what God needs us to do, just like our ancestors did. So until next week, brothers and sisters, please help us make this most wanted imposter go viral. We are looking for him. May arrest. I have an article I will lock him up in. And summer heat.
Yes.
So please help us to find him soon, quick. Until next week, brothers and sisters, we will see you guys then. Remain safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.